Hey peeps and girlies, this episode is all about Kiersay Murray. From her colorful adventures in New York City, her influencer journey, and some thrifting skills over at the Attic in Brooklyn. Next, we play a super quick round of Style Sprint with model Jonas Gilbert, a game filled with fashion tips from Paris and the do's and don'ts of NYC. All this and more on Essenza. Today, I'm here with
Kiersay.
This is so exciting, everyone. I'm with Kiersay. And Kiersay, where do you come from?
I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, so not based in New York. I wish I was. It was so funny. I always tell everyone that, like, in high school, my Instagram bio was YYC girl, NYC soul. So kind of like, yeah, Canadian girly, but always have the soul and, like, love New York City.
Is this your first time in New York?
No, I've been, oh my God, probably upwards of 20 times. Yeah, I love the city so much. So I've, like, always come with my family, or, like, my mom and I usually have a girls trip every, like, year, and then recently in the past few years for fashion weeks.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, I think I met you for Fashion Week not too long ago. And I remember seeing you. You're wearing this, like, gorgeous metallic dress. And where do you get that type of, like, broad style?
It's actually a wild thing because I used to dress in only black and white. Like, I was such a minimalist, and then just had, like, a career 180, went from being, like, a little finance bro to being more embracing creative, and have just kind of really have always been super into creativity and, like, embracing your inner child and, like, dressing to, like, make yourself happy. So kind of just tap into that and have now, like, more of a maximalist, colorful style that I've kind of developed over the years.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like, even what you're wearing right now, like, pink, like, and I knew that you were a finance pro. What really convinced you to shift over to content creation?
It actually kind of just naturally evolved a bit. I kind of did a bit of investment banking and then was working in finance for some startups, and within that started to transition to a little bit more marketing and design, because I've always been into, like, graphic design and art and always fashion, and just kind of started to do that and transition to the more creative space. And then kind of COVID hit a bit more, and I started up my own company and had my old Instagram hacked, which I had grown to only, like, about 11K.
Hacked?
Yeah.
By a hacker?
Yeah.
Who did it?
I have no idea. I have no
Okay.
idea. It's still up, but
I'd be
I
arrested.
can't get access to it at all. And it was, like, a crisis. Like, I was, like, so in this, like, tragic mindset, and it ended up being, like, the, like, biggest blessing in disguise, because it allowed me to kind of, like, evaluate my kind of personal style and, like, kind of, like, my trajectory in my career and life. And I think it was, like, a really, like, weirdly pivotal moment for me, because I transitioned from being more, like, corporate to being, like, in black and white to being like, oh, I can actually, like, evaluate who I want to be rather who, like, I think I should be. So
I totally relate to that. Like,
Yeah.
my style as a person going into law school was totally different
Yeah.
than, like, what I'm wearing now. Like, I would never wear this. Maybe I'd wear it to the office, honestly. But, like, I agree with that. I think it's really hard when you put yourself in a box because you see what everybody else in your field is wearing.
exactly.
Do you believe that someone in a finance or corporate industry can dress like this?
Oh, 100%. I definitely think, like, obviously to the office, probably not. But in the outside world, like, I know some, like, incredible creative people who still work in, like, corporate and finance and all of those things. I think it's just you are kind of, like, have that pressure to kind of dress more, like, minimally and corporate vibes when you're in that industry. But obviously, like, people have lives outside and so many different passions that I fully think it's, like, you're able to. And I think if I would have stayed in it, I probably would have at some point had that kind of change and, like, self-realization. But yeah, I think it's for sure possible.
Okay, well, let's try this out. So, I'm a finance bro, and my name is Gregor.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gregor. How
Hey,
can
Gregor.
I love Kiersay. How would I start dressing? Like, what's the first step for me, Gregor of finance?
I don't know. I think my biggest tip of advice, because I get asked quite often, like, how do you find your personal style? Like, how do you have, like, the confidence to wear what you want to wear? And I think the biggest thing is to just kind of always take a step back and be like, okay, what makes me happy when I put it on? Like, what makes me excited to go out in the day? And whether that's, like, I love fully black outfits and, like, all of that stuff, or whether it's like, oh, like, I like pops of color. I think just figuring out what you like to wear and, like, what makes you feel confident and good is, like, the pure baseline of things. And I think, like, that starting step, whether it's, like, a certain color or a certain silhouette, is where it's great to start out, and then you kind of can build it from there in terms of like finding out fashion and all of that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, that's great. Like, speaking of pops of color,
Yes.
I think we should play a game. I feel like games are always really fun. So we're going to play a game with Gregor and Kiersay. I'm going to tell you a color.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me the next color you think of that would go directly with that color.
Ooh.
From a Kiersay Murray perspective.
Okay.
For Gregor of finance. Okay. Ready?
Yeah, I think it depends how bold Gregor is feeling on the day.
Gregor just wants to be like Gregor just has a dream and he wants to dress like Kiersay for the day.
Okay.
So I'm gonna name some colors. You ready?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Pink.
See, I love a full pink outfit. Like, I say, like, you go, like, full monochrome pink. Kind of, like, a little bit like this today. I think, like, pink and green also. I love, like, a little watermelon sugar vibe outfit.
Okay. What about orange?
Orange and dark blue. I love together.
Yellow.
Yellow's a hard one for me. I think, like, yellow, and I don't wear a lot of yellow because I really have a hard time styling it. I think yellow and orange do pair really nicely together. It's kind of like a citrus vibe. I think like yellow and pink as well, like a light baby pink. It just kind of like a soft pastel-y kind of soft look.
I think that's a great
Yeah.
combination. I love yellow. Gregor loves yellow because we're both Indian and yellow looks great on Gregor and on me.
Yeah.
So yellow, pink. Okay.
Yeah.
What about dark red? Like a mahogany?
Ooh. See, I think like obviously like there's tons of like theory and color theory behind it. Sometimes like I'll go on that if I'm like really having trouble, but I think I kind of just go for like based on like vibe sometimes. I think that honestly it's not as bright, but I think a dark kind of like mahogany like, can look so beautiful and rich with like browns and neutrals. Like I think it can really make it like stand out and feel quite warm.
We're at Attic Vintage in Williamsburg, New York, and Kiersay is going to pick a look for me that is very Kiersay original.
I'm so excited. I walked in the store and I was like, oh my God, this is just me in a store too. Automatically, all the cowboy boots too. I was like,
The cowboy boots, this Lizzie McGuire
oh, I know.
jacket.
It's so funny. Like my profile photo is like Lizzie McGuire inspired one that I designed for myself, and it's always been my thing. So I walked in, I was like, of course there'd be a little Lizzie McGuire
at the front of the
jacket.
door.
Yeah, I was like, it's destiny.
Well, I'm so excited to try it on. Let's do it.
Well.
This is the final look. Kiersay, can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so just wanted to have like a little bit of touch of color, but also just kind of like stay with a bit of your sense of style. We wanted to kind of have like a mix of you and me, like have kind of like whatever you felt like really comfortable in, and also have like a pop of pink and of course a little pop of cowboy boots, little Kiersay Western cowgirl flair, long maxi skirts with a belt with a cute top, and like this graphic, like why should I care? Say that
By
to-
Tess Bernstein, by the way. An amazing designer. Like, this is such a cute top.
Yeah.
Fits well. Love it. Love the color. The sunglasses Beyonce wore,
Yeah,
apparently. The
all her
entirety.
Renaissance tour, like pop off.
Beyonce, the queen of the river.
Yeah.
I love these sunglasses.
They look so good on you. And then yeah, like I love myself a little hat and like an oversized. I feel like you can either do it's like that like tiny top, big pants thing that I think it's like tiny top, big skirt and like throw it on with like a big oversized thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying sometimes like really good oversized stuff, like even though it might be stereotypical, like not flattering, it can be worn in such a cool way that is flattering. Like
It's
I think you look
comfy.
great and you're comfortable. Yeah.
I'm rocking with it. I think it's great. Thank you so much, Kiersay, for our tour of Williamsburg.
Yeah,
and
well,
for
thank
shopping.
you. It's been so fun. Definitely, yeah, gonna shop around a little bit more here.
Yeah, we're going to shop around
Like,
and
only
then...
just by your outfit.
You know how I can tell it's winter is when I walk into the Trader Joe's. That's how I can really tell what season it is. I'm like, okay, well, it's December now, basically.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So what are you going to wear for winter? What's the vibes now?
Ooh, see, it's interesting because I think like my style doesn't quite change too much in terms of like all of the seasons, because I know a lot of people like phase out or like colors are meant for summertime and spring, and colors I feel like have like a bad name in the fall winter, but I love it, and I feel like you can figure out ways to style them like to your personal style. And I think I'm such a layers girly. Like I live for the layers. I don't love summer. I like summer in concept, but in terms of fashion, I wish I could like wear like a turtleneck and like a shirt and a blazer. So it's a bit hard. So winter for layering is like fall. Like this probably right now, like fall is my favorite season because you can wear layers, but you're also not like shaking, shivering, freezing. But I think like I love like big furry hats and kind of like big fur coats. I think that's kind of a big thing. And like tights for me, like colorful tights are such a staple.
Really? Colorful tights, you say? No, I love the winter just because in the winter I get the most play.
Okay.
The men, the women, they all love me in the winter. And I think it's because I put so many layers on. They're like, who's that mysterious girl with all the layers?
Little throwing like a furry hat, little sunglasses and a fur coat, just walk around looking so mysterious.
I look so mysterious. I look elusive.
Yeah.
Like, who's that girl with all the
Is she a little
layers?
celebrity? Like you never know.
And I love it. I think I get like the most dating. Like I go on the most dates in the winter.
Yeah, it's also like kind of like cuffing season vibes. Like people are like, I want to get cozy with someone. Like let me put on like a little like Harry Potter marathon. Like I want to like do that.
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that moment. But also like cuffing season for me really means just more friends, more like a warm, wholesome little environment.
Absolutely.
And I've been going on some horrible dates this winter.
Oh my gosh. No
Yeah,
way.
I was saying this to my friend Ariana.
Yeah.
We did an episode about this and we were just talking about like dating here and it's like it's hard. I think it was easier for me to date surprisingly in London.
Really?
Not the men, but the dating, like they're a little more chivalrous. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
I feel like British men are also like just so charming. Like they can like charm your boots off in like seconds. Also
they'll
like
trick you.
love a little accent. Like I'm like okay, like I'm gonna fall in love with you if you like continue speaking, and it's fun. It's great.
You were in London for a while. Like I met you in London.
Yeah.
How was it like for you out there?
I wasn't out there too long. I did about like an 8-month travel stint last year. It's been wild times these past few years. But yeah, I was in London for about a week and a half, and it was great. Actually, was kind of out there to see a man who I met in Cambodia. Great times.
Cambodia?
Yeah, I met him in Cambodia and then just went and stayed with him at his like family home for a little bit out in London, or like he was like lives outside. But yeah, so that's kind of like why I was there. And like my best friend is from England, so was just kind of like frolicking and exploring a little bit. So
you
yeah,
guys
wild
lived it
times.
up. You
Yeah.
lived it up all the time. Like, what was the fashion like in these countries? Like, what was the best looks you saw in which country?
Ooh, I like Berlin. For me, I felt so out of place in Berlin because it's very like grungy, dark, edgy. So like me in a colorful outfit, I think people were like, "What is this girl wearing?" But I think like that was just like such a neat style. I definitely think it was hard because like I love fashion. I'm a notorious overpacker and had such like a small suitcase. So like I was like I feel like I wasn't living out my fashion dream. But I think Berlin was incredible, and I think it was just nice to see even in like Bali how people would like be fashionable in terms of like just more beach attire and cool stuff, because I feel like that's so different from my personal sense of style that I was like, it's so nice to see how people like will dress up like bikinis or like different types of like outfits for like just island life kind of there.
I really think that when it comes to like different style in different countries, what I learned when I was living in London is like it really is about the attitude. So for example, like, if you're in Berlin and everyone's wearing like dark clothing, you just like walk up to them and you're like, I listen to Avril Lavigne too. Like, I hate myself too. And then if you go to like Bali, for example, then you can be like I know how to swim.
Yeah.
Like I was taught.
Let me hop on a little surfboard. Let me get
Like you can wear literally anything. Like, I can wear a turtleneck in Bali and be like, I'm just like you. I'm just like an everyday girl. I know how to swim.
Yeah. So
I don't know how to swim.
Oh really? Oh my gosh.
No one ever taught me how.
Go to Bali, get like a little hot man to teach me. Like, can you like teach me swimming lessons?
Is that what you did?
Yeah, just like play it. No, no, sadly didn't. That would have been a good strategy though.
Yeah.
I did ask a few men for surf lessons. I was like, I'm looking for a hot surf instructor. Did not get any. I was a little bit disappointed in that, but you know what? Next time. It's
Did you
on the
have
bucket
any
list.
Wattpad stories? Like, what was the most like Wattpad-y thing that happened? It doesn't even have to be a dating story. What was the craziest thing that happened in your travels?
Oh, there's so many that I can't even. Like, there's just me and my best friend, I think, just like have very parallel like chaotic energy in a good way, and so we've just like had some like wild crazy experiences together. I think like a funny story is like we were in Thailand for New Year's, and like Koh Phangan, which has like a notorious like full moon party, and there's a couple nights leading up to New Year's that had like massive parties, and we went and just got a little crazy, and the party was at the bottom of this hill and a little bit chaotic, but we were hopped on this guy's bike that we kind of had one of my friends had a little bit of a fling with, and so there's 3 of us on this bike, and we're going up this hill, and his bike runs out of gas and uphill. And it's so funny because this happened, and long story short, I didn't remember. I was like, the next day I was like, oh, like how did we get home last night? And my friend was like, Kiersay, like we fell off a motorbike going up a hill. And I was like, oh my god, okay. So that was interesting. Yeah, it was crazy. My friend fell back, I fell to the side. We were fine, like everyone was okay. And then my friend kind of like started walking, and I flagged someone down and like hopped on this like random Thailand's. Honestly, like this could have been like taken, like like literally like movie like what for. Thank God wasn't. And essentially I just got on his Ben's bike and then like drove up to Grace, and I was like, get on, and he just drove us home. So that was like a very chaotic, not a Wattpad. I feel like people that'd be like, that's like a definitely opposite.
After listening to this story, I don't think it's Wattpad at all.
Yeah, I definitely had like some cute, like that kind of like guy from Cambodia was kind of like a cute little like meet cute at a bar. He was there with his like family and was just like in the hostel, and like just like spent some time with him, and then like got on really well, and yeah, ended up like spending some time with him in London. So like that was cute. I feel like there's so many. I need to like write. I vlogged so much.
Write a memoir.
Yeah. Let me write about a book of my fucking events. Sorry,
yeah.
I swear. A travel.
We don't have problems.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like I have like honestly 20 million stories. I have so many videos that I need to like go through and edit. I like really am hoping to start a YouTube channel, and I have so much camera roll and content that I need to do. It's just like sitting down and editing it. That is like a little bit hard, especially with like my ADHD. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm like, it's already hard for sometimes TikTok with like a 3-minute video. Now I have like this much, but I'm hoping to get into it.
I mean, that's amazing. I love like hearing your stories. Like I love watching you on Instagram and like your dating stories, your fashion stories. So like YouTube, I'm your number one subscriber.
Oh my god, thanks.
I'll like comment like hi.
Yeah. So I think, and I like could honestly just like chit chat so much. I think like definitely I love to like ramble a lot. So I think like YouTube could be a good platform to just kind of like chat and storytell and all of that stuff.
I think that when it comes to like YouTube, I feel like the market is just very at the moment is very oversaturated right now with like fashion content and entertainment content. And what do you believe is the most profound and original advice you've received at all?
Oh,
I know it's a hard question.
That is a really hard question.
But I believe that's what differentiates people is like the type of authentic advice they receive and the message they want to pass on.
Yeah. I think like that longevity is like in authenticity and passion. I think is kind of like a summary of almost some of the best advice that I've gotten and like continue to get, is that like you have to create content that you're passionate about, that you would want to watch, and that you're excited to film and share. Because I think often I have to remind myself to be like, you like if you're not excited about it or you're not sharing, like it's just really hard. Like you can get lost easy if you're like watching other people and you're copying their content because they have success. Like I think you really need to always like evaluate like what you're passionate about, because I think burnout's really easy if you try and get lost in like copying someone else or like taking inspiration. And I think something that someone told me too is like spend less time on social media, even though it's your job. And sometimes when I'm feeling like at a creative loss or burnout, I realize that I've been spending a lot of time on social media, and like I really am not like a big comparison person, but I think when you spend a lot of time, you're like, oh my God, they're doing really well. They've had tons of success. Like, why haven't I? So I think like taking a step back sometimes and spending less time on it and really just more focused on like what you're creating to kind of connect with the community and like what makes you happy to create is like really how to find like success and be passionate and to kind of have that longevity in this industry, because I think burnout can really take people out of it pretty fast.
Gosh, yeah.
So
no,
yeah.
That's some amazing advice. Like, to be totally real with you, I woke up this morning and I literally was crying.
Oh no.
And my roommate, who's my best friend, she made me write a list of things that are in my control and not in my control.
That's best way. That's
because
so
burnout
good.
is real, especially in this industry, and it's really hard to like see the light at the end of that tunnel sometimes, especially when you're seeing everyone around you become successful and you feel at like a standstill.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what happened this morning on this beautiful weekend morning. I was like, what am I doing with my life? I don't know. And I'm so old. I'm almost 23.
You're so old. Oh my God. You have to have your entire life together.
Yeah, I was just so sad. And my roommate, she's just the most like logical person alive. And she was like, you need to make a list. Here's what you can control. Here's what you can't. Everything you can't control, cross out.
Yeah.
Everything you can, like, let's make sub notes. Like, what can we do to get there? What can we do to be the best version of ourselves today?
Yeah.
And immediately I calmed down because I think you're right. Not a lot of people like to talk about the burnout of this industry.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to make you a really successful YouTuber. Just the honesty and the silliness and the whimsicalness of who you are. Like, you're just so great.
Thank you. Oh my God,
Sorry.
thank you.
I'm just a fan, dude.
Oh my gosh. No, I think that's like a great thing from your roommate to do. I think like that's a huge thing to always remind yourself of, like what you're in control and what you're not of. And yeah, especially in this industry when so much of social media and like being online is out of your control. Like you very much can only control a lot of things, but like some things, like there's just, you really have to differentiate like what you can and can't control.
Yeah, the algorithm, dude, like,
you never
it's
know.
so hard that the algorithm isn't a person that I can seduce. Like, I'm like, hey, algorithm.
Hey, can you like be on my side a little bit? Yeah.
Like, I can't do that. It's
No,
so
it's
rude.
kind of sad. It's very rude. It's like, hey, can you just help me a little?
Just do me a job. Do me a
Yeah.
favor. It's so annoying.
I know, it's a little bit disappointing.
Hi, everyone. Today, I'm with a very special guest that you might have seen before in our Milan episode. I'm here with...
Jonas Gilbert.
And Jonas, you're going to tell me a little bit about your adventures in Paris.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your modeling, taking over the world, potentially definitely a new brand on the rise. And
Soon.
we're going to get into it. So
absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about the fashion in Paris. What was it like?
Okay, the fashion in Paris, it's kind of weird because it's very understated. It's very effortless and they don't really have to try there. And I don't know if it's really because it's Paris and that's just like the vibe that you pick up on. But I do think that if you put a Parisian and a New Yorker in the same outfit, the Parisian will 100% look better every time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's how they carry themselves. They wear very simple pieces. Like I said, understated. They don't have to be flashy. They know the basics and they really have the basics like down pat, and that makes them so much more elevated and just even their everyday fashion, going to the grocery store, going to get cigarettes, going to get a coffee, going to a wine bar, like no matter what, they always look good, they always look put together, and they don't have to try. New Yorkers, I feel the difference is they always have to try. You can definitely tell when somebody's trying, and it's almost everybody that looks good.
Yeah, but we all look good. We try, we all look good.
We try and we all look good, and that's great, but Parisians don't have to try, which is what I noticed, and I love that. I love that.
What are some of your favorite Parisian designers right now? Do you have any?
I don't know if I have any Parisian designers specifically. I didn't actually get a chance to do too much shopping there, but I mean, not Parisian specifically, but French, definitely, like Yves Saint Laurent. And there is one brand called Couples. I know they make jeans. I'm not sure what else they make, but I did find a couple pairs of them that actually fit me, which being 6'7", it's actually pretty hard to find jeans that fit really well on the first try, but I thrifted a pair of jeans from them. Perfect.
And
Absolutely
did you
perfect.
do any modeling work out there?
I did. So I went for Paris Fashion Week, and I ended up staying an extra 2 months after that. I did a couple different shoots. I didn't walk any runways. I did stand in for one presentation, and I worked some backstage too for a couple of the runway shows during actual Fashion Week. I was working with a colleague of mine, helping him do backstage stuff there because he's well connected. So I did get to see a little bit of that world. I didn't actually get to have the opportunity to work too much of these events, but I was actually happy with that. I was happy just sitting back and being a fly on the wall and just learning everything I could, it was a really cool opportunity.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was your favorite show?
My favorite show, Press Yacht, hands down. This was their third show, I believe, and my colleague he hadn't been to the other two before, I believe, he told me, and he said this one it blew the other two out of the park. The production, the guest list, everything was spectacular. I had front row seats. I was dressed to the nines. It was so cool. It was very, very French, very edgy, almost like Alexander McQueen. It was very nice. It was very nice.
For those of us at home listening who haven't been to a fashion show live,
Okay.
what would you say makes a good show?
Coordination, organization. It's not even the clothes necessarily. The clothes can be less than good. They can be average. It's about the models that they put. So casting is number one. The models that they choose, that you need to have some kind of cohesive theme. If you have an edgy line, you need edgier models, or you need blank models, but they all need to look the same. You can't have too much variation, in my opinion. And organization. So your models need to know what their timing is. They need to walk the same distance apart. They need to have good music playing that keeps the energy up. The guest list needs to be short and tight and important. You need to have a lot of media there, and that's really it. It's really all a game, really. I mean, a lot of the stuff doesn't really need to happen, but the fact that it does happen makes it that much more exclusive. It makes it that much more special and memorable, which I think. Obviously, memorability is the most important part of any fashion show. Are the people who are here today gonna remember? Are the people who see these images from the media, are they gonna remember the show? Because if not, you don't get sales. And then I would say the last thing that makes a show good is having buyers, because you can have celebrities there all you want, but if you're not having people there that are gonna invest and buy into the brand, they're not gonna buy these looks right off the models and backstage. There's no point.
Yeah.
Because you're taking all that money that you're investing and you're throwing it out the window.
And when you are creating a new brand, whether it's clothing or beauty, what would you say are the steps for a good brand?
Steps for a good brand is to have a signature. I feel like in today's society, or in today's world of fashion specifically, everybody's way too focused on trends. Trends kill brands. Trends turn you into Zara. Trends turn you into Shein. I'm sorry, but they do. They really do. I think it's important to pay attention to trends and to shift because of them, but you cannot create your brand around trends, because trends are not they're not static. They're dynamic. They're going to keep changing, and you cannot, as a brand, make a lasting impression if you change every other week, if that makes sense.
So it's about that originality.
Exactly. You need to have originality. You need to have some part of you, some type of vision that you bring to life through your clothes. At the end of the day, fashion is art, right? And so art means nothing without meaning. Sometimes the meaning is not inherent. Sometimes you assign meaning depending on who's looking at the clothes, but at the end of the day, there needs to be some inherent meaning to fashion.
Would you say that you have experience in the fashion and beauty space from your experiences in Paris?
From my experiences in Paris, I think more the fashion side, not really much beauty in Paris. I was able to talk with a lot of people who are based out of Paris, and I have a few designer friends as well. And so back in the fashion world, and I definitely have some experience there. Definitely most of my experience comes from New York, but it was really cool being in Paris and being able to see the translation in person between Paris and New York. And it was really cool being able to network with a lot of people there during Fashion Week and even after, like friends of friends, and just people I've never even met before, about all these different things that they're doing. And it's very similar to New York. I mean, Paris is the most visited city in the world, and New York is one of the most expensive. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of go hand in hand.
I loved Paris. I think that, my favorite shows are always in Milan every single season.
Yeah.
However, my favorite show of all time was in Paris.
Which one?
It was En Relage.
Okay, yeah.
They did it. I was there 2 seasons ago in Paris, and that was the most intense, beautiful, exactly what you said. Just like, it was a statement.
Everything the French do is executed perfectly. They are so detail oriented to literally to the last speck of dust on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is curated, and you see the difference that makes in person, even on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you're seeing these videos. You see the difference. You can feel the difference.
There's a reason French run the fashion world.
There is a reason. There is absolutely a reason.
And from an American perspective, what would you say are the 3 steps to become a Parisian with style?
To become a Parisian, okay, basically ditch the sneakers, get a pair of loafers, go understated, don't go flashy, just very classy, simple, elegant things. So step 1, buy a pack of cigarettes.
The skinny ones.
But yeah, the Capris. Get yourself some cigarettes. Step 2, ditch the sneakers. And step 3, stomp around Paris like you own the place, and that's it. There you go. You're a French person at that point.
And I'll tell you how to be an Indian. You just be
yes.
hot.
There you go. There you go.
And it's
Check. There. Exactly. You got it down pat.
Oh, literally. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And where else did you travel when you were out there?
So I started off in Milan, and then I went to Paris from Milan, And then at the end of my little 2-month stint in Paris, I did have the chance to fly to Helsinki, Finland, which was really nice. Not much of a fashion scene out there, I will say. It's more a family vibe, and so it was really nice seeing. It was really refreshing. It was really refreshing. Honestly.
Would you say that there were any statement pieces that you saw in Finland that you just were obsessed with?
Not statement pieces, but the hair. Oh my goodness.
The
So
hair?
there were so many distinct hairstyles there, like wild colors, bold colors, interesting cuts that I have never seen anywhere else in the world, but I immediately see these people and they're always dressed almost the same, like a giant black trench coat, scarf, balaclava. It's very, very chic.
What would you say is your personal go-to in a capsule wardrobe?
My personal go-to in a capsule wardrobe is always going to be a pair of slacks and a blazer. A simple button-up, a pair of slacks, and a good blazer, all neutral tones, black, gray, white.
And now we're gonna play a little game.
Sure.
I love to play games. We never have like game boards or anything, but it's gonna be a speed round. I'm gonna ask you so many questions and you need to answer like really
I will do my best. Let me buckle up. Wait a second. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I think so.
How do you count in French? What's 3, 2, 1?
Un, deux, trois. Or 3, 2, 1 is 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf, dix, onze.
All right, you can count in French. Yeah, I can count in English, all right? Cool. Okay, you ready?
Wait.
Okay. What is the color you would never wear?
Green.
What is a designer you would never wear? You're wearing green.
It's true, though. I don't ever wear green. This is a first for me. Okay, next question.
All right.
What is a designer?
What is a designer that you would never wear?
Zara.
Okay. What is a designer that you would love to work with?
Tom Ford.
Okay. What is a country that you could live in forever?
Paris. France.
What is a style that you could wear forever?
Effortless. No, effortless chic, like Sophia Richie Grange. Exactly what I'm. Yeah, 100%.
Who is your go-to for jewelry?
Go-to for jewelry. I don't wear much jewelry, honestly. I like vintage. I like thrifting jewelry. It really depends.
Okay. Glasses or no glasses? For a look, not prescription.
These are prescription and for a look, so I'm torn on this question. It really depends on the look, and it depends on the glasses. I'm more a fan of glasses than no glasses. But
If you could change your hair color, what would you change it to?
next question, because I would never.
Good. It's a statement. It's a statement color.
I would never.
What city do you think has the best fashion other than Paris?
Other than Paris, New York,
Okay. What city do you think has the worst fashion?
London.
It does. It's not great.
Sorry, London.
It's not ideal.
Love you.
If you could travel anywhere next week, where would you go?
Greece,
Greece. Where in Greece?
Santorini.
Love that. Oh my God. Okay. What is your favorite restaurant in New York City?
Favorite restaurant in New York City? It's a French restaurant. It's called Mina Brasserie. It's on 12th and 7th in the West Village. It's amazing. Great wine.
Okay. What is the worst food you've ever had in New York City?
Oh God, Wingstop. I got sold raw chicken one time. Oh my God, I cried. It was after a Pilates class too. I cried. It was terrible.
What is the worst thing you had in Paris?
Worst thing I had in Paris. I really hate to say this, and I hate to
I
expose
know what you're gonna say,
Parisians.
and I'm gonna hurt you.
No,
for
you
it.
don't. You don't. There's this restaurant chain
Oh,
there
okay.
called Boyan, and there's a couple different ones, and it's just so bad. It's so
Really?
cheap, and it's cheap for a reason because it's bad.
Or-
Statement piece that I would wear. Oh my God, that Jacquemus giant puffer that they just had in their last line. Oh my God, I would do so much with that. Yes.
What is something you would never ever do? What is the biggest fashion no-no you can think of?
Jeans. These are canvas. They're slacks. But like blue jeans, Jesus Christ.
You're
Tell
the
me now.
snarkiest person I have ever met in my life. I'm wearing jeans, Jonas.
No, you look great. For my I am 6'7". For me to wear blue jeans, you just cannot find a pair of blue jeans that looks good.
Okay,
If you
okay.
present me a pair that I like, then I will eat dirt. I will eat crow.
Get ready.
Until
to eat some
now,
crow.
find one.
Get ready
Find
to
one.
eat some
Let's do
crow.
it.
Get a
Halloween's
tapeworm.
gone, girl.
Okay, what's some dating advice you can give me?
Don't.
What's some fashion advice you can give me?
Layering is so important.
Where are the most attractive people?
Okay, physical attractiveness, Milan. Oh my God, I've never seen prettier people than when I was in Milan.
know.
I don't know what it was, but oh my God. But personality-wise and like in terms of like chivalry and like actual charm, Paris
Paris?
for sure.
I didn't agree. I don't agree with that at all.
Well, I'm gay, so maybe it's a little different. Maybe the straight men suck, but the gay men are actually pretty cool there.
What is the best nightclub in Paris?
The Carmen.
Okay. What is the best nightclub in New York?
In New York, the Box.
Yeah, you're right about that. What is a nightclub you would never go to in New York?
Little Sister. I turned 21 in Little Sister. Okay, next question.
What is a nightclub you would never go to in Paris?
Never go to in Paris. Lark, probably.
Okay. Did you go to any nightclubs in Milan or in Helsinki?
In Helsinki, no, I was supposed to, but I was so tired. In Milan, well, I was with you. We went to Babino. We went to Dazzi. We tried to go to Rocker Club, and the line was too long, and we were over it. But Dazzi was fun. But
think
that
that
was
was-
just because
yeah.
it was a branded event.
But Dazzi, I'm going to get a tattoo that says Dazzi.
Yeah,
like,
I love
right
Dazzi.
here.
It's so pretty.
It was
It's so
the best
pretty.
place in Milan. I also want to hear a lot about what you've been working on, this new brand of yours.
Okay, yeah.
Tell me everything.
Oh my god, so it's actually really exciting. So I'm about to launch, finally, after 6 long months of hard work, a skincare brand. It's called Serenay Beauty. And so I'm starting off with just a handful of products. My signature product being a microcurrent facial roller. So it's basically like a gua sha, but just a little bit extra power. It helps get those really like hollow cheekbones, slim down face. It gives your face a workout basically. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be available on the website soon and the TikTok shop as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to be able to launch hopefully within the next week from today, which is November 26th, I believe that today is. So hopefully by December 1st, everything will be launched and ready.
Perfect time for the Christmas season.
Yes,
You've got
it's a perfect
girly-
Christmas gift.
Oh, it's the best Christmas gift. I
It's
can't
little,
wait.
it's small, it's travel friendly, it's pink. She'll love it.
Pink.
It looks like a little frog too.
Oh my God. No, I'm very excited. I very much care about like looking chiseled and looking good in all the photos. And I'm thank you for making this product. I'm so excited for you. I'm just happy that you're
you.
back and I missed you. And like, I mean, I'm like now we're going to go grab coffee and it's going to be so much
Yes,
fun.
absolutely.
And I'm so ready to slay with Serenay. We'll catch you
Absolutely.
later. Bye, guys.